I created this video for those who don't know much about Bitcoin in the crypto space. In this short video, I'll explain exactly what makes this technology possible and why it's so valuable. If I were to compare Bitcoin to anything in history, I would say it's the most significant development since the printing press. What makes it unique is a fundamental change in the way we think about storing information. Hopefully I can explain it in such a way that you really get it. The traditional way of doing this is to have a central authority that is responsible for these things. The government verifies who you are, the bank keeps track of your money, a title company says that you're the owner of your home, and the Department of Motor Vehicles says that you own your car. Again, some group comprised of human beings that are acting as the authority on the subject. Blockchain is a term that's been around for a while, but it's not really the best description of what the technology actually is. The best description of it is to call it a distributed ledger. Now stay with me. The ledger most of us have experience with is when we log into our bank online. When we go to checking, we see a ledger that shows us money that we've spent and money that we've deposited. Can you picture that? And it also gives us a balance. Now, if you can picture that, you're also picturing the Bitcoin ledger, because that's what it is. It's a ledger. People are sending and receiving Bitcoin from all over the world. Every 10 minutes, the computers revise the ledger. They take all the transactions and basically do an accounting. When they're done with the accounting, that becomes a block of information, and then they start all over again for another 10 minutes. So far, nothing special. But here's what's special. If you have money deposited at Bank of America, that's a centralized computer network. Someone could hack a system like that and change your bank balance. However, no one can hack Bitcoin and change your balance. And here's why. Imagine you have one Bitcoin on the ledger and it's just sitting there. That information is not on one computer. That information is on more than 200,000 computers. In other words, there's a copy of your ledger on every computer in the network. So if some hacker were to hack 1 or 10 or even 1,000 of those computers in that 10-minute window, they can change the balance of 1,000 computers, but they cannot change it on more than 200,000 computers. It's impossible. Well, let's say they do change your balance on 1,000 computers. When the accounting is done at the end of 10 minutes, you have 199,000 computers that have the correct balance and 1,000 computers that have the wrong balance. The Bitcoin network rejects the information from the 1,000 computers and you end up with the correct balance. Instead of your information being in a central location, it's in every location. Instead of being centralized, it's decentralized. Or it's a ledger distributed on every computer on the network, hence the term distributed ledger. No human being can go in and change that information. In fact, no government of any kind can go in and change that information. No one can. So if you purchase Bitcoin, then transfer that Bitcoin to a private wallet. The private wallet is storing the password to access your ledger. That password we call a private key. Whoever has possession of that private key controls that Bitcoin. In this case, it's you. You can now access that wallet and send any part of that Bitcoin to anywhere in the world in seconds for a low fee. Many people are buying Bitcoin and storing it because there are only 21 million of them that will ever be made. The price has gone as high as $67,000 so far, but most think it'll reach $500,000 by 2025. But even if it does just half that, that would still be a lot. Personally, my own analysis suggests that the next cycle and boom up will reach around $180,000. Now, one of the reasons Bitcoin is becoming so appealing is not just the increase in value, it's the store of value. Never before have we as humans had the ability to store value in this way. Imagine you want to store $100,000 where you could have access to it anytime you want. Well, you could put it under a mattress or a safe in your house, but that's about as good as it gets when it comes to storing your money. You could buy gold on paper, in which case you really don't control it. You could buy physical gold, in which case now you've got something bulky and which you have to keep safe in your possession. With Bitcoin, you could simply buy $100,000 worth of Bitcoin and store a single access code in a safe place. That's it. But more than that, you can take it anywhere in the world with you. You could actually have it in your head memorized and be transporting nothing at all. So Bitcoin gives us the ability to be in control of our own money, and it gives us full control to be able to access it anytime we want, send it to whoever we want. No monthly fees, by the way, for having it on the ledger. And when you send the money, it's cheaper to send than anything you're used to. So to review, the power of this technology is the simple idea of making a copy of your balance and putting it on every computer in the network. Now let's stretch this out just a bit more. If we can store a balance of 1 Bitcoin on the ledger, we can also store other things. For example, let's say I sell you my home. We then enter that information in a contract on the blockchain. Once that information is stored, now you have the private key that proves you're the owner of the home. But the technology can do more than that. For example, we can program what's called a smart contract to do a lot of things. Right now at this very moment, music's being made in a community of artists, musicians, and studio engineers. They create a file that can be downloaded. A smart contract is created to distribute the money to those entitled to it. Whenever a download takes place, this is all done by the decentralized network. Once the smart contract is put in the network, everyone gets paid instantly each time there's a download, with no human beings to corrupt any part of the process. So to bring this full circle, our vision is to change home-based business in a huge way. The company will no longer handle your money and no longer inventory or ship products. The company will only oversee software updates and approve of products that can be offered in our network. The system is so efficient, the cost is only 5%. But the bottom line is that we created this so that we can focus on just building a great home-based business without worrying about some human being at a company changing the plan, running off with the money, or just doing something that's a result of incompetence. Again, our company simply makes sure the software is updated and approves the products that are offered in the network. When our plan unfolds, a customer will make a product purchase, money will go to those entitled to it. The company will get their 5%, the product provider will get their part, but everything else is distributed in commissions. So hopefully that helped you understand. What makes the technology so valuable is that it cannot be changed by a human being, and you have complete control over it. Keep in mind that this is all automated. Making fast, big money is what we do using that system and using it in the right way. So if you'd like to know the plan and how that all works, reply to the ad, tell us a little bit about yourself if you like to, and tell us you want to learn more. I look forward to meeting with you.